Hello, good morning, welcome viewers. We are back again after a long hiatus. But we are taking a break, small break, and I mean not really a small break; it's a long break. So Raj, welcome back. Nice to have you back. Bits and Banter is back again, back in the jersey.
Yeah,
At least one of us is in the jersey, another is in a different color. Perhaps as a
in a jersey.
prelude to something else, an important. I mean, our colors would actually show what we are going to talk about. It's obviously cricket. It's obviously a T20 World Cup, and it's about a particular contest, green versus blue. Over to you, Raj.
Yeah. Boss, first of all, thanks a lot, Bala. And bits and banter are on screen. So you decide which one is which, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And as for the t-shirt, I only say that I was looking for the blue t-shirt. I couldn't find it early morning.
but this is
This is
apt.
when we are recording this. It just turned out apt.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so this is about the cricket, obviously, about T20, obviously. So, Bala, what do you think about the tournament itself? Like, because it's happening 1 year after the
yeah,
previous tournament.
it's one of those things. I mean, strange things that happen. Perhaps only in cricketing scenario, because we had a T20 World Cup last year, and just a year after that we are having one of those things, because schedules have gone haywire because of the pandemic and so many other things. Australia couldn't host it, so but it is, I mean, as it happens, it's back in Australia, which is the defending champion, and right off the block we can say no hosting country has ever won a T20 World Cup. So Australia would like to change that. But anyway, this is an interesting, I mean, the format is as similar to what we had last year, to Super 12, because the business end is going to start on October 22 with Australia and New Zealand starting off the contest. But the tournament is already on. We have had two major upsets: Scotland defeating West Indies and Namibia getting the better of Sri Lanka. So the prelude part is already on. So what we start off from October 22 is the Super 12, because six teams, 6-2. I mean,
Yeah.
six teams in one group, Group 1 and Group 2. So the top two teams from each group will go to the semifinals. From then on, semifinals and finals. It's a similar format as we had in UAE. I mean, there has been some criticism of the format, but I guess this is the best. I mean, you can't have the format that pleases all. I guess this is the best format in the scheme of things.
Yeah, so for simply put, criticisms are always there. I mean, they're coming from people like us who have nothing else to do, right? So it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
so
Raj, don't give away. See, I mean,
a lot trade secrets.
why?
I get it.
I mean, journalism is no longer a trade secret. It's the worst kept secret in the world. Everybody is a journalist these days.
So I'll put it. It's a traded secret.
Yeah. I mean, just
Couldn't
as well.
resist
I mean,
that.
see, everybody is. I mean, it is. I mean, to make a larger point, it's always good to have new voices and new perspectives coming in, and it is just as well, because a few people holding on to their views and passing it on just because they have the mic or the newspaper space. It's never good. So it's
Bala,
much more democratized.
yeah, Bala, I hope this is not against Ravi Shastri, right?
What is that? I mean, you always have a thing against Ravi Shastri. What is that,
No,
Raj?
no, no. I'm saying that you said about the old people getting the mics. I mean, he's very old and he still has the mic. And there is another older guy, Sunil Gavaskar, who still has the mic.
I'll ask you
Anyway,
one question. What do you, I mean, totally, I mean, slightly after, what do you prefer, Ravi Shastri as the coach or Ravi Shastri as the commentator?
I would prefer Ravi Shastri as a commentator actually,
Okay.
because all things said and done, that is one time when you actually have you feel that you're watching a Sunny Deol movie. I like it.
Yeah.
So
By the way, Sunny Deol, I mean, 2 days back, I read he is around 65, man.
yeah, he's 66.
66.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I
coming
think
back
he
to
should.
Ravi Shastri, the point is some of the best moments of Indian cricket. I mean, when you rewind it in your mind, it's always associated with Ravi Shastri. Srinath takes the catch, or Dhoni finishes off it in style. Some of those most iconic moments of Indian cricket,
Sad,
especially in the last 20 years.
Srinath illa, sir.
Srishant, I said.
Srishant.
Yeah, I said.
You're Srinath. In a way, but it happens.
Yeah,
See, this is what
I
happens to
immediately
us.
corrected. Because that's important. I mean, Ravi Shastri, I mean, his booming voice, even though he trades in cliches, I mean, like many of
So,
us.
which is why I said one day, the day is not far when Ravi Shastri will come and say Tariq pe Tariq, Tariq pe Tariq, something like that. He'll say. But let us keep that to one side. Come back to cricket, which is what we always do. We saunter off. So, in terms of what do you think? I mean, see, it's been just 1 year, and like you said, there were two upsets. One is the reigning Asia Cup
Asia Cup
champion. The other one is a two-time winner of the T20 World Cup.
only
Both
team
of
that
them
has
lose
won
to
twice. The T20.
twice. So they lose. So where does this put you? I mean, who are the favorites in your mind at least?
I mean, Raj, I mean, you know it. There are no real favorites in a T20 contest. I mean, you know it. See, let's face it. Even in the Asia Cup, India wasn't as bad as the result showed it to be. I mean,
Yeah.
UAE, the one problem with UAE was the toss kind of decided it. It made it, the contests were lopsided. One good thing about the tournament that is going to happen now, I mean, that is happening now, is the toss is not as crucial as it was in the UAE segment. I mean, UAE games. So
edition.
So in that sense, it's much more even. But if you are going to ask about favorites, obviously England will be one of the favorites, because let's face it, that is the only team that has kind of cracked this format consistently. The rest of the teams have not really done that. See, India has had good days, bad days. Australia has had its good days, bad days. So same with Pakistan, same with South Africa. These are the main teams. New Zealand, you never know when it is going to blow hot and when it is going to blow cold. So these are the teams that, I mean, even a team like Bangladesh, I mean, which is not very consistent in all formats, it can come up with tremendous performance on any given day. So that is the real charm of it. And in a sense, it's also kind of frustrating because you can't predict what is happening. So as a lay fan, you can't hold on to certain things.
So we'll come back to the oldest cliche in cricket, which is cricket is the winner. So
because from Ravi Shastri to cliches, it's an easy swap.
A very simple swap. Yeah. So I mean, since you brought in England and you brought in that they have cracked it, I just sort of will tell you something which I have observed England do. They have done just two things different, not different. Consistently is what I would say. The first one of them is everybody knows. You have somebody called Josh Butler who sees the ball, hits the ball, and everybody else follows suit. That is one thing they do. And in the bowling, they have this quick bowler, some extra quick bowler who comes and bounces you every ball. I mean, basically, it doesn't go above your head; it comes at your ribs. So,
good point, because pace is good in T20 itself.
Yes. So these two things they have actually cracked, and everything else is same. Now, the question that I have today for us, for you, and for everybody who will probably watch us after some time is why is it that other teams are not picking it up from them? So in India, for example,
that's a good
Bumrah
question.
Is not there.
Yeah. That's a good question, because it's not very easy to do. I mean, see, what Butler does and what AB de Villiers sometime back did was they didn't just go out bang, bang, bang. They always sussed out the conditions first. If the conditions, allowed the batsman to go bang, bang, they did it. But on pitches, when they had to be circumspect, they chose the ball to hit. So that element of understanding the conditions was there. It is not just slam bang stuff. If it is all about slam bang stuff, a lot of West Indian cricketers and a lot of other players in other teams would come good. So there is an element of understanding the situation, playing to the situation. That is very important, and that is what a player like Butler does. And when you talked about India, in India, as of now, in current form, the only player who kind of makes the cut is Surya Kumar Yadav. The rest of the batting is, I mean, they are good on a given day. But I will not say, apart from Surya Kumar Yadav, you can say Hardik Pandya. Otherwise, the rest of the batting, even your much wanted Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, or the other batsmen, say like Rahul. So they're not consistently being top of the game in this format. They're all great batsmen. We are not taking anything away from them. So this calls for a certain amount of tweaking in their own technique. Only as of now in the Indian team, only Surya Kumar Yadav and to a certain extent Hardik Pandya bring to see, there will be failures. This format, you must give the leeway for that kind of failure. But this is a problem with other teams also. They don't have batsmen to consistently master this. See, take Australia. You have a very good.
We'll come to that.
Yeah,
we'll come to that. Let us go one at a time, because I mean you are sounding like Ravi Shastri now.
see, this is a T20 format, man. No hell for the leather right off.
Yeah. We don't have any leather around here, but anyways,
Yeah,
we have hell. Yeah, that was that. Anyway, so see, I mean, let us just sort of delve on that part. See, India, I mean, maybe last time there was this criticism that the top three are doing everything and nobody else is doing anything. Now we have evened that out, right? Very nicely. Now that credit has got to so that has now gone to Pakistan, where the top two are doing everything, nobody else is doing anything.
But even in Pakistan, I mean, you made a good point about top two in Pakistan, Babar Azam and Rizwan. See, even there is a criticism that they are eating up. Their strike rate is not all that good. One of the criticism against them in the Asia Cup finals was they lost because of, I mean, you can't put it to a single player in any contest, but it kind of boiled down to that Rizwan ate up too many balls. So their own strike rate was questioned.
So see, the problem is the same. You remember the KL Rahul syndrome we talked about when we were on Bits and Banter, and KL Rahul was in
that's
Punjab Kings.
Whenever we come on air for Bits and Banter, the criticism against KL Rahul stands. That's very unfortunate.
So Rahul was, you remember, I mean, Bala, you yourself said multiple times that he is not hitting the ball the way he is because he thinks he is to carry the weight of the entire batting unit on his shoulders. Now, that is exactly what is happening to Pakistan also. See how history repeats itself. It's the same thing going around. So now you go to Australia, which is like, I mean, you sort of straight away said that they are not won. Nobody has won a T20 World Cup playing in their
That's just
backyard.
The record, man. Any day the records are meant to be broken.
Australia and India have won T20, I mean, World Cups in playing in their backyard, so it's fine. We'll keep it aside. They also have the same problem. So in between they tried Green. Cameron
at the right at the top.
He was blazing away. Now he's not there in the team. So suddenly Warner is Warner.
So, they are dependent on Tim David, the firepower of Tim David, who comes slightly late in the order. See, Maxwell is not firing as well as he used to, or at least on the evidence of the recent matches. Smith has faded away on the T20 circuit. So they have a problem. The only player who can come good and who is kind of a talisman for them is Wade, who actually won them the World Cup last time around. So his knock against Pakistan in the semi-finals was terrific. So he has been pretty good. So Matthew Wade is one of those players. So they have see, this home ground advantage. I mean, advantage or a disadvantage depends upon what kind of you can take it as a pressure, or you can take it as the impetus for you to blaze. So you never know how this home thing works. So let's see. But what about the two kind of enigmas, South Africa and New Zealand, Raj?
Yeah, they remain enigmas as far as I'm concerned. You never know what is going to happen with them. See, South Africa still is in that rebuilding phase. I mean, see, Quinton de Kock was one guy who actually, I was expecting him to sort of use this opportunity and really become consistent. And I mean, see, if the guy bats for 10 overs, I mean, you can rest assured, they'll be about 100 runs. But that is not happening. He's batting 20 overs and still not getting 100 runs. So there is a problem they have. And then down the line, there is no consistency there. There are
Miller has been in good form. Miller has been in good form. Russo.
So these guys are Russo. Whatever Russo is.
Yeah.
So these guys are there. Now, the point is that, see, Miller's good form needs to also be juxtaposed with the Australian pitches and what people dish out to him. Because at the end of the day, Miller is in good form against bowling, which is coming at his around his waist. So anything that goes above that, what is going to happen? I don't. If I can notice it, I'm sure smarter analysts who are with every cricket team would have noticed it. So it depends. And now the other thing is that can Miller know that he is being targeted above the waist or whatever, and can he then change his game to sort of make it effective, make himself more effective? These are questions that we need to watch. But then they do have the firepower, and with the bowling, the two fastest bowlers, two of the best bowlers that you can think of in world cricket are in South Africa, but they are going for plenty, right? They're just going for plenty, isn't it?
But the Australian pitches can come in handy for them. They
Yeah,
find a good
possible.
ally in that.
Yeah, possible. So these are all combinations that we need to make. With New Zealand, Bala, you said it right. You never know which New Zealand turns up. Uh, uh,
But you can never
and
discount them.
they have it in the team to be able to sort of make it to the top four very easily. I can put it that way. And now we need to see where all of this goes. Then you of course have guys who are extremely how do I say the Afghans. We never talked about them. These guys are surprise packages. So you never know how they are going
West
to
Indies
sort
and
of
Sri Lanka also. I mean, if they make it to that
yes,
Super 12, which I
Super
assume,
12.
despite their defeats against Scotland and Namibia respectively, they still can make it.
Yes. So that all of this is there. Now let us come to the clash of the t-shirts. No,
Yeah,
I mean India-Pakistan clash.
the
So
marquee
what's
I
your
mean,
take on it?
before
Sunday
we
is the match.
plunge into the match, and there is a weather forecast which doesn't sound all that rosy for the match itself, because it can be the rain is being predicted, and the weather is going to be pretty cold. I mean, it's going to be in Melbourne, but it's still going to be in the 16s and 17s degrees Celsius. So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost close to playing in England, though it is in. So there is a weather factor at play here. See,
Mm.
before we go into the clash, over the last 1 year, I'm slightly very, disappointed with the way the Indian team has been molded. Because let's specifically talk about the wicket keepers. We are blessed with
Mm.
some of the best wicketkeeper batsmen who can walk into the team. Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, and Dinesh Karthik. We have technically 5 wicket keepers who can walk into the team just for their batting alone. But we have tried them, but our policy has been such that none of them have actually been, they are never felt to be part of the team. So all 5 of them always feel they are on the edge. So unfortunately, we have not had a consistent wicket-keeping batsman despite having 5 choices. That is pretty reflective of our choices and the way we have approached it. That's very unfortunate for me. That's one thing that is, but I'm also happy for Dinesh Karthik. See, Dinesh Karthik and Rohit Sharma, if you remember, they were part of the team that won us the World Cup in 2007. Rohit Sharma,
Yeah.
we can understand he has gone on to better things. But Dinesh Karthik has, he went out of the team, but credit to the man, he just hung along. He just went and did what a player who is out of favor from the Indian team has to do. He went out, played the league matches, played the Ranji Trophy, played the local games, come back strongly. So somebody like Dinesh Karthik, so he has to be in the playing 11 for me at the cost of even Rishabh Pant.
Yeah, I agree. See, I would say now this is where the challenge comes, because when you have, these are situations. If you go back to the era, you and I have seen the era of the spin quadrant, right? You had players who never came in.
Anachronistic, man.
Yeah. So, there were players in the team who never made it to the level, never ever made it to the level. So that way we can say Indian cricket has moved forward. There, at least these guys are getting chances. But I agree with you that, so this across all format nonsense that is sort of rearing its head regularly in Indian cricket these days, I think that is a challenge. There needs to be, which is what England also has done. England, if you look at the England team, you don't have too many guys who are playing across all formats. Josh Butler suddenly is not in the test team. If you think, Bairstow is there. And you have, what is the other guy's name? Fox or Fox? Somebody, there's a keeper batsman who's already there, right?
Yeah.
Who's in England, yeah. So this is where the thing is. So it is all playing across all formats. I think there needs to be some sort of a clear communication coming out saying, boss, you are good for all formats, but there is somebody better than you for this format, or there is somebody better than you for this format. If Rishabh Pant is a test batsman, so let him stay there. If somebody else is good for, Rishabh Pant doesn't have a great, even in IPL, he doesn't have great numbers. In T20, he doesn't have, he's an explosive batsman. That is right. But does he have the numbers to prove it? No. Ishan Kishan does have the numbers. Dinesh Karthik is proving himself to be terrific as a finisher.
This season.
Yeah, that is good enough. Then Sanju Samson is consistently better than Rishabh Pant in IPL. So think about those things. So the point is that let us not make it an apple-to-apple comparison just because all of them stand behind and keep wickets.
And Rishabh Pant is terrific. I mean, he has to be for a test match, and I don't know, even for 50 overs. But for T20, Dinesh Karthik for the now, and in the long run, it should be Sanju Samson for me. But we'll get back to this contest. I mean, the teams are, I mean, it's again, we have to deal with cliches. The teams are evenly matched. It is just that India may have the edge because they have their all-round potential.
I would say one thing. I would only say that I always thought India had the edge till I realized Shaheen Shah Afridi is back in Pakistan. So, because last time, if you remember, the crucial match, he knocked off Rohit Sharma with the first ball. He bowled him, I think, or he was like before, I don't remember.
I mean, he always does that in his first over, man. He's a first over freak.
Yeah. So other than that, I feel you're right. I mean, it is matched perfectly. And I think it all depends on.
See, Afridi is back. It is good news for Pakistan, but their batting order is not. I mean, it has not been very consistent. So
it is batting.
Yeah. So for us, it's better. But our own bowling. I mean, which are the 5 bowlers that you will go with, Raj? Indian team.
I mean, first of all, we need to figure out who are the 5 bowlers who are actually available. But jokes apart, I would see now the challenge that you have. We know that Mohammad Shami is actually back in the team, and he actually showed what he can do in that warm-up match. But I would actually put that to one side. I mean, I'm being very, very. I'm thinking as a person who's. I mean, there's no favoritism here. I'm just thinking. I would rather go with people who have actually played the format and not somebody who has been out of the format for some time. Maybe ease him in the second match or something. First match, I might not play, but I think he will make the level.
He will, because since Bumrah is not around, they will want somebody who is experienced. I think Bumrah, Shami, Harshdeep, Aksar, Chahal, of course, you have Hardik Pandya, and will you pay Harshal Patel or Ravichandran Ashwin?
No, I would play Harshal Patel there. I would rather look for Harshal Patel. I don't know about Chahal because Chahal is going through a very weird churn in his own life. A weird phase where the delivery is not dipping, if you notice. It's either going above the eye line or it is sort of short of a line.
But leg spinners always tend to do well in Australia.
That is true. And Siraj is not in the team, right?
Siraj is there.
Or is he? So I would be really tempted to get him into it because of his nothing else but his spirit. If you think India-Pakistan is still crucial, which I think that story has gone out long back. We are trying to make it crucial. I don't think even Indian and Pakistani teams feel that it is crucial anymore. The fellows are talking to each other.
At the Asia Cup, let's say Arshdeep Singh. Poor chap, just because he dropped a catch, a lot of things, unsavory things happened around that.
No, that is outside. That is outside the thing, not inside. There was a time when taking a wicket, who can forget Venkatesh Prasad? I think the only time he uttered a Hindi expletive was against Pakistan in his career. And he probably learned that on the same day only.
Exactly. You never know. But Melbourne, Australia, India versus Pakistan, it kind of rings back to one of my favorite games. Favorite tournament, 1985 World Series Cup, which we won. We bet Pakistan twice in the league phase once and in the finals. So terrific match.
Let us bring back Ravi Shastri here. Champion of champions.
Champion of his chapati.
And the Audi.
And the
Audi
car. So that's a good note, perhaps, because we have kind of rambled along. So hopefully we get to see a match, and hopefully, at least as Indian fans, we would have. It's fine if anybody wins, but just purely as an Indian fan, it's so. Just for this jersey, it will be great if India wins.
Yeah, but this jersey was a mistake. So if this wins also, I'm fine. I really
it's just a game, man.
So we'll end with the oldest cliche in cricket. It's after all cricket that is winning, which brings me that at least let them play 40 overs, man. Based on what you said about the weather and all, at least if we can get 40 overs, get to watch 40 overs on that day, 20 each, it will be a blessing. So with that, we'll just say thanks a lot, and we are back, like Bala said, we'll. This edition of Bits and Banters, we'll probably look at all India matches and some random stuff, this is the invitation to all the guys who had joined up with us. is out there again. Please join again. We are the same. We are like Ravi Shastri. We will never change. On that happy note, thank you very much. See you soon. Take care. Have a good day, good weekend, and happy cricket.
Bye.